Teeners of the week, a $300,000 walleye, and rip and wrap nose piercings. We got that and more coming up right now in Target Walleye's Top 5 presented by Seafoam. Let's dive on in. Let's kick this bad boy off with the Teeners of the week. We sent this first one from Target Walleye reader Steve Meyer, who got to net this Lake Oahe giant for his buddy Rob Crandall, who went 16 pounds. It was 33 inches long with a 21-inch girth. What a unit. And it was caught on a, you guessed it, Walleye Nation's Creations Reaper. Same bait that caught those last two state records in South Dakota, only this time it was in the blue shiner flavor. And South Dakota isn't the only place where the Reaper is kicking out teener-sized walleyes. This next one is actually coming from 1,500 miles away from Oahe, all the way over yonder in the eastern basin of Lake Ontario, where Don Huth caught himself a 14.52 pounder. Great pick, Don. That fish was toting around a 20.5 inch girth, which is apparently the same diameter as Don's live well. Don said he was running 3 colors of lead core when that big girl hit his golden ticket color Reaper this time. It is just mind-boggling the number of giant fish that the Walleye Nation's Creations Reaper has accounted for over the last couple months. These are just things that I'm seeing online or being forwarded my way. You know there's a bunch of people out there using and catching with them that aren't posting on the socials, especially Dakota boys, which I'm kind of jealous. But anyway, I'm also told that if I'm, flabbergasted right now by the size of these fish coming out of there, that I should be buckling up for early spring, because when you have that caliber of fish, adding a few pounds of eggs onto its winter weight already, my word, can't wait to see when it happens. In case you're wondering what a $300,000 walleye looks like, well, it's about the size of a toddler. Okay, let's back this up for a second. The 2 largest walleye fishing tournaments on Lake Erie just wrapped up. I'm talking about the Fall Brawl and the Walleye Slam, where folks could weigh their single largest fish and have a shot at winning both events if you caught a big enough one. And that's exactly what Ryan Smith did. He won it all with a 12.55 pounder he caught fishing with his buddy David Ward. Apparently they were trolling just outside of the Cleveland Harbor breakwall in about 35 feet of water. I heard from people that saw them fishing and said that they literally were within like 5 feet of the breakwall at times. When that giant walleye hit what's a Marvin colored Smithwick Perfect 10 Rogue just before midnight, which is all super awesome, but this is definitely my favorite part, and a little proof that you don't need the latest and greatest to go out and compete or just get out fishing. These dudes got it done, winning $300,000 fishing out of a 19-foot jet-powered Sea-Doo. As you can see, there's literally only 2 seats, and you need a lot of room when you're dealing with multiple trolling rods and planer boards and whatnot, so it's hard to imagine them jockeying around that at night, wrestling with a 12.5 pound walleye. I guess they fish local derbies all the time out of that little number, which is super cool, but they're gonna have a couple more options here coming up, because for winning the Fall Brawl and the Walleye Slam, they just won 2 fully rigged, decked out, 6-figure boats, a Ranger 622 with a V10 Merc 400 and a Warrior V238, combined worth roughly $315,000 for catching one walleye, one giant walleye. I can't even imagine, but still, part of me hopes that they'll still fish at least a few derbies every year out of that little Sea-Doo bebopper. Congrats, fellas, absolutely incredible. Will someone please tell Brian Bogdan that Rapala Rip and Wraps are supposed to be used for piercing lips and not noses? Ouch. Don't feel too badly for Brian though, not just yet, because one, he said that it was barely in there, it didn't pierce all the way through, so he can be a good sport about this. We can poke some fun at him. Two, the dude gets to fish and live at Wekusko Falls Lodge in Manitoba every day, which is, of all the places I've been, one of the top, most magical ever as far as fishing. Of course, tons of big everything. But also, it looks like this, just literally feet right outside of your cabin. It's absolutely stunning. And three, Brian just got done filming a new episode of Dialed In Angling with Tony Roach the other day up at Wekusko, where they absolutely crushed fish on the new Rattlin' Roach spoon. I'm talking doubles where they couldn't even set a rod down and he's trying to reel both in at the same time. I don't even know what to say other than, Brian, I like you, man, but I don't feel that bad for you, because I would literally shove a rip and wrap through both of my nostrils right now if it meant I could teleport to Wekusko Falls Lodge. Although I'm standing in front of a green screen right now, so I guess I could literally be anywhere in the world.
So much your third of 19 for the Vikings. Pressure coming, and down goes Dobbs.
I think I'd rather be at Wekusko. Little disclaimer, this next one's kind of gross, but where else are you going to see this kind of stuff? So here we go. I came across an Instagram reel from Jesse Baker, who caught a big walleye with an even bigger, yeah, that thing. Apparently she had caught two different walleye in a 5-minute span that both had that same fire butt going on. And your guess is as good as mine. I guess all I know is those late night Taco Bell runs always seem like such a good idea until they're not. Are you guys silly? This dude's still gonna send it. And the procrastination was real. I suppose that's one way to clean all the zebra mussels and algae off the bottom of those tunes. And for some reason, it looks like Pontoon Guy had more ice under him than James Linder did when he was actually ice fishing. Freaking walking on water, man. And Sam Summerness was in the same boat, hoisting up, just casually hoisting up the biggest dang, roundest pumpkin seed I think I've ever seen. 3 more of those things and you'd have a set of hubcaps.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Not to get all preachy on you, but I have to say it. If you're heading out fishing this weekend, make sure to check the ice on your way out and on your way back. I've already seen way too many headlines this season of folks going down, so please be safe. And that wraps up this week's Top 5. A big shout out to Seafoam for keeping us running smooth and making this fun video series possible. And if you want more walleye and ice fishing related content like this, sign up for our free Target Walleye emails at targetwalleye.com. And I will see you back in 7.